Corporate here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a message or comment. Share the video. I think now's a good time to give a little bit more background on me and how I've come to my positions. I'm independent because I can't believe that either party has a monopoly on good ideas. On some issues, I agree with Democrats, although they do make it harder and harder. Other issues, I agree with Republicans. Just depends on what we're discussing. See, I'm one of those unique people who believe that we all have the ability to hold two different ideas in our head at the same time. Just because one thing is true doesn't mean another isn't. Just because one thing is false doesn't mean the other isn't. They can both happen simultaneously. Given new information, you should have the intellectual discipline to adjust your thoughts and your beliefs. I mean, hypothetically, if you're a doctor and you've been treating patients with procedure XYZ, and you come to find out that that procedure actually isn't helping the patients, and there's a new procedure that's going better, do you then say, scrap that, I'm not going to try the new procedure because I've been treating them with this? New information dictates that you make a new assessment and review what you already had thought. I feel compelled often to have to explain to the different groups who will say, hey, why don't you represent our group? Why don't you represent this group? To leftists, I have to tell them that, unfortunately, your burn it all down approach doesn't leave anything for you. If you burn it all down, that means all the things you liked about it, if any, also go because it's all being burnt. So liberals, I have to remind them that it's not mathematically possible that everyone that disagrees with you is a racist or a sexist or some other pejorative that you want to throw out there because you can't fathom to understand how someone could actually disagree with you. It's possible. It happens. Even in loving families and things like that, it happens. Not everyone always agrees. To Republicans, bruh, ladies, gents, cool your horses. You don't have to be involved in everything that people do in their private life. Being free requires that you're not being interfered with by the government. Let people make decisions for themselves. However, in today's world, I'm not allowed to have a nuanced thought or opinion. I mean, if I say I'm pro-life, but in a Clintonian view, safe, legal, and rare, well, that isn't enough. Because now Democrats are pushing post-birth abortion. And if I'm not post-birth abortion pro-life, then I don't believe in a woman's right to choose. Hey, a lot of you have been looking at the videos. I'm seeing the numbers go up, and thank you. But I will ask, unfortunately, that you like the video and subscribe. And I feel like we should probably limit the amount of benefits we give for welfare or social programs. Not because I don't care about the people that are on the programs, but rather I actually do care about them. Think of it this way. We have a finite amount of resources. So you have a couple of options. Option A, you can sit here and take the finite amount of resources and spread it to everyone, and you have 6 months that it'll last. Option B, you can sit there and say, we have this finite amount of resources. We're going to have a limiting principle on who can get it and what the reasons are behind it. And that way we can get people on the rolls and off the rolls so we can help more people for over the 9 months. I just personally feel that helping more people over a longer period of time would be better. But having that view apparently makes me someone who doesn't like the poor and doesn't want to help them out. I'm not sure if it's cognitive dissonance or willful ignorance that would lead someone to come up with that belief. Another note, school choice. This should be something that would be a simple one. Why? Because choice makes things better. How good would the iPhone be if it wasn't for the Android? I mean, iPhone users wouldn't be able to laugh at Android users and say, see, you have an inferior product. And Android users wouldn't be able to look up the iPhone users and say, I don't care how much better yours is, I'm not getting one. But they are both made better. It's a simple concept of competition, and it's necessary to make things better. You can obviously see the schools in America not doing the jobs they once were. So why are we going to continue to play by the rules and set up everything as we did in the past when we see that it's failing? School choice allows for us to attach the money to the student directly. So now the failing public schools can go up against the public charter schools. And whoever does a better job, they will get the students, and thus they will have the additional funding. It only makes logical sense. All of these things I feel are truly beneficial. However, it leads people to impugn me or my motives for why I don't just sit down and accept the heterodoxy. Because I like to think. Not only that, I have a belief that people come in two varieties. You got feelings-based and solutions-based. Now, feelings-based people will always have a reason to feel the way they do. But solutions-based people are looking for a way to solve the problem. And guess what? Oftentimes, solving the problem doesn't make you feel as good as you would like it to do, because there's going to be trade-offs to solve the problem. I'm sorry. That's life. As Black people, we need to come to the conclusion that not all Black people have to have the same thoughts. Black independents and Black conservatives should not be tarred and feathered, ridiculed and derided every time they come out with an opinion. The most insulting thing I notice when seeing a Black conservative or a Black independent come out with a statement is the way they're approached. They're called everything from house Negro to an Uncle Tom. Very rarely is their actual position assaulted. For the other side, them not being on their side makes them a bigger enemy than anyone else, because it exposes a fallacy in their judgment that everyone on this side has the same beliefs. We have a large country with all kinds of diversity, every imaginable kind of diversity. But the one form of diversity is still not accepted in our country is diversity of thought among certain groups. Growing up, I was taught that first thing you have to do if you want to learn is listen. Once you listen, you can learn what the other person thinks. You can add to it, you can modify it. But then you can do. You listen to learn, then you try it, see if what worked in the classroom will really work in the real world. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Corporal Randall, out.